5 years in that division and they're out.
Welcome back to SEADOGS Can Fly, guys. This is season number 3 and we're now in the National League after 2 consecutive promotions. Today's episode is all about pre-season as we look at the ins and the outs, the players who aren't happy, what the board want from the season, and more importantly what I think we can do. We're then going to play against Hartlepool at home so you can get a feel for what the new team looks like. But in all reality, the team hasn't been changed much at all. We've only signed 2 players and we've left one out on loan. That's Jose Ramon. I feel like he can do more developing if he gets a bit more game time than I can offer him. As for the signings, we've got George Jarman. He's our new centre-back. I think he's got a decent amount of potential, some good physicals and mentals. Could do a really good job for us over the next couple of years. The main reason we signed him is because a player called Platt, you may remember him as our star centre-back last season, he does not want to stay anymore. He's asked for a move and we're trying to find him one. Just negotiating with the prices at the moment because I want 100 grand and no one else is willing to offer it. But thankfully, Lee Hurst has signed a new contract. He's dropped those issues he had with us and now wants to stay at the club. We're having to pay 450 quid a week, but that has got him the deal tied down to 2024 with a 2-year extension as well if we want it. Matías Fonseca, our star striker, has signed a new deal. He is the favourite to score the most goals this season, so that's really good news. That should go over the line very soon. The other player that I signed is Danny Ryan. I've had my eye on this kid for quite a while now. I think he could do a really good job as either a deep line playmaker or our box-to-box midfielder. We'll see which role he fills out best. But the other reason I wanted to sign him is on the off chance that we lose one of our star key players. That's Patrick Blackman. I say star key, he didn't play that well last season, but I think for the future, this kid could be huge. Unfortunately, so do loads of championship clubs. Cardiff, Derby, Nottingham Forest as well as Oxford are all interested and he wants to move. He's already come and made that public. We've turned down 250 grand and I'm going to keep turning down offers until we have absolutely no choice. The board will have to accept something before I will. And talking of the board, let's see what they want from us this season. So they reckon we should finish in the top half. They also want us to get through to the second round of the FA Cup and the final of the FA Trophy, which we did win the last 2 seasons. After that, over the next couple of years, they want us to work towards the playoffs. So I'm happy that we finally got the chance to have a bit of breathing space and take our time if we feel like going up would be too soon this season. In all reality, that's never going to happen. I want to go up. I want to win the title. And the bookies think we should be. They've put us as 10 to 11 favourites. Leyton Orient are 6 to 4, next favourites. And you may remember we beat them last season in the FA Trophy final. So could be an interesting tie between us both. Then you've got big teams behind us like Chesterfield, Notts County. There's Barnet and Wrexham in there, Dagenham and Redbridge. So lots of really big teams, at least from back in the day when I was a kid and following lower league football. Today's game is against Hartlepool. We may as well jump straight into it. I'm going to stick with my 4-4-2. And this is the team we're going to go with. Looks very similar to last season. In fact, there aren't any new players. Mitchell's come back in, who was out on loan last season. He's developed an absolute ton since being away in the lower leagues for Colville. Had a really good season there. We're going to be trying him out from right back. Yaffa's come in at centre back instead of Platt, who's been a problem player, because he developed really well last season. I feel like he could come on much further if we give him a bit of game time. I'm then going to try Blackman from the deep line playmaker role because he hasn't quite cut the mustard for me as box-to-box midfielder, and I feel that vision is really good, and if we can just get that passing up from 7, he could be a really good player in that role. We're going to be seeing lots of rotation this season. I'm going to try Blackman and Gale in a partnership together because I want them both to develop as a duo, and then the other 2 for the central midfield roles are going to be Danny Ryan, the new signing, and Alzer, who's really one of our star players and should be getting more game time than he is. Williams is going to feature up front alongside Fonseca. They're the 2 big strikers we've got. Williams is the big target man, 6'6". Fonseca is the smaller, fast in behind poacher type. You all remember Luke James, he's up front for Hartlepool. Still looks a great player for this level, and I can't believe he's only 26. You veterans like me will remember, 2011 he made 19 appearances for Hartlepool. That's absolutely mad. He's been playing first team football since he was 16 years old, and I remember he was fantastic in the older FMs. Right, that's the team talk done. Let's get on with the game. After the FA Cup run that we had, the board offered to extend the stadium by 500 seats. That's the work you can see going on behind the goal there, which is good to see. A little bit vertigo inducing, to be honest, gives me a little bit of a headache, but hopefully we won't have to put up with that for too long. We've also had the youth facilities, training facilities, and I think youth recruitment upgraded as well. So all that money was really, really well invested. We're now just below the £1 million mark for the bank balance, as Fonseca almost scores a peach of a goal. We're just below the £1 million mark, which has come down from 2 million. So to spend £1 million and end up with all that we've got, I think is really, really good investment. And we've got a penalty. Who is stepping up? Samba. Dispatches, great goal. 1-0 up inside 16 minutes. Good start to the game. We've had majority of the possession, which is nice to see as well. I was tempted to try a new system this season and stick an attacking midfielder in there, or possibly go for a 4-2-3-1. It's something we may still do, because I've got players very suitable for that sort of system. But when the 4-4-2 is doing so well and overachieving, it just feels criminal to change anything just yet. James for Hartlepool. He's come deep for the ball. Gale, great tackle. He's done brilliantly there to break up play. And Blackman with a stunning pass over the top to Williams. Great save from the keeper. Nice to see Williams picking out... God, what am I talking about? Nice to see Blackman picking out Williams there. Samba with the corner. Good cross to Hurst, who headers home. The centre-back, he's doing the chicken dance over to the fans. I love it when you get some good graphics going in FM. It really can make all the difference in the game. 2-0 up. 21 minutes gone. Not a bad start to life in the National League. To be fair, we could have had many tougher games. The Ebbsfleet match will be tougher, being away from home. They were mid-table last season, I think. And I'm not sure where Hartlepool finished, to be fair. Oh, Fonseca's picked up a loose ball. Good finish there. That is what he's brilliant at. And to be fair, Patrick Blackman getting the assist there, I think that's a little bit fortuitous. Out wide to Samba, the left winger. It's been brilliant for us ever since we signed him in first season. McCall to Blackman. Working the ball around nicely. Lacour. You can see how gelled the team is now. It's really, really good to see. Hurst. Gale. Nice ball over top to Lacour. Inside to Fonseca, and he couldn't score. The team's so well gelled now. Not just the players, but their familiarity with the tactic and their roles in the system as well. So I think, to be honest, switching from the 4-4-2 would just be asking for trouble at present. Approaching half time, really good performance from the boys. It's nice to see Hurst finally celebrating some goals. Hartlepool with the throw in to James. Swings one in, Mitchell with the header out. Hurst. James again. Good interception from McCall. Fonseca picks up the loose pass, finds Williams with a stunning pass, and the Englishman can't finish it off. That's almost criminal after Fonseca found that pass to go and miss. Right, boys, we're going to make some changes. As I always do around the 60th minute, I like to keep my players fresh and rested. Let's have Fonseca off. Let's have Fonseca off for Hall, because the game's won. May as well rest him for the next game. Samba off for Soltella, the 16-year-old Norwegian. I'll let you see him later on. And I think we'll probably have Rob Gale off and bring on the new guy, Ryan. There we go. Let's see these new signings out on the pitch. It'll be interesting to see what they're made of. 15 minutes left. Another chance for Hartlepool. They swing the ball in, and it's a really good header from Meneis. Don't get to keep the clean sheet at home in our first game of the season. Final 5 minutes, boys. And then that's it. We will be done with the first game of the season. And to be fair, this has gone by really fast. So I think I'm going to throw in a bonus game. And we're actually going to play the Ebbsfleet match. I'm surprised how quickly that game went by. Right guys, we'll jump into the Ebbsfleet United game in just a second. I want to take a really quick look at the squad profile. I've checked the average age and it's actually 20 years old. The average for the league is 23 and they say you can't win anything with kids. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of 16, 17 and 18 year olds and a few 19 year olds. 15 of our first team are actually under the age of 20. I think Michael Coulson's the oldest player at 33, but he's not being used. He's only here to tutor people and mentor people. Platt is about to leave, so the oldest player in the squad will be our goalkeeper, Bonnie, at the age of 23, and Connor Hall at 23 as well. Not bad going, really. Be nice to see how that average age changes as we work our way through the leagues. Right, let's have a quick look at the squad and see if I need to make any changes for the match. Barazette's still suspended, so we can't bring him in. I'm going to keep my faith with Mitchell because I want to see how we can do in that right back slot this season. Like I said before, the biggest concern is those technicals. They are really, really bad. But the sort of position he's playing in, as an inverted wing back, probably means we can get away with that. And everyone's reasonably fit as well, so I think we'll stick with this similar squad to what we played last time out. We've got a game coming up against Wrexham, so we are going to have to rest a few against them before we come away to Stockport. So I probably want my better 11 available for the Stockport game, I would say. Yaffa's going to start alongside Hurst again at centre-back, and then I'm going to switch in the two new centre-backs for the next game, I think. Everyone seems really motivated for the game, so we'll just click play at that. As we kick off, Hurst to Yaffa. Yaffa over the top to Samba. Samba cutting inside. And not a very good shot. The system seems to stretch the pitch really well. You can see how our fullbacks are all the way out wide, while the central midfielders cover the central spaces. The Samba and the strikers both stretch the pitch to the other end as Fonseca's in and he scores. Nice, 1-0. 1-0, great start to the game. We're only 4 minutes in. That was a lovely little move there. See what I was saying about stretching the pitch? Samba stretching it out there, Fonseca stretching it the other way. Both wing backs forcing the opposition, if they want to play a pressing game, to really travel. It just seems to work really well. I find the 4-4-2 is a good generic formation, not just for squad familiarity, because everyone can tend to play in those positions just about, but also for being able to cover all the spaces. You don't generally miss too many holes within the system. Yes, you don't have a DMC and you don't have an AMC, but the two central midfielders can double up into those roles if you pick the right roles. That's why the deep line playmaker on support duty is a really good one, because he won't necessarily get forward too often, so it does fill in that defensive job at the back, and the box-to-box midfielder shuttles backwards and forwards, and especially going forward he can make those late darting runs, which we've seen quite often with the strikers stretching the pitch, occupying the two centre-backs, can create havoc. Lads are looking fired up for the game. That is great to see. Samba brings the ball forward to McCall, the left-back, cuts inside, passes to Lacour. Oh, that'd be a great goal. Just a whisker wide of the post. Highlight for Ebbsfleet. Well dealt with by Yaffa. Good position in there. Gonzalez plays it out wide to Epia. Crosses in and well intercepted by Hurst. Good position in. Fonseca works the ball forward. Williams is available. He's not going to use him. He's just going to go through all these slide tackles, Williams. Good save by the keeper, but he can't do anything about the rebound. We are 2-0 up. Scarborough are rampant. This should be 2 wins from 2, hopefully. So, doing it all on his own there, Fonseca. Brilliant play. And then Ebbsfleet seemed to panic under pressure. That's why the pressing tactic always seems to work for me. Egan, working the ball out wide. Near Kate. Good tackle by Lacour. Really well covered. And this again is what I'm talking about with the 4-4-2 being a really good base system. Is it in? Yes, it is. Williams, second goal on another rebounded effort from the goalkeeper, but we will take that. We will take that. Great play from Lacour. Look how he just darts through the middle of the defence. Good pass to Williams, who should have really scored first time, but Williams to Lacour. Lacour tries to get the ball in. Mitchell, the right back, passes to Gale. Blackman, Samba, McCall. Loads of bodies. Samba working the ball around, really nice. Williams, the big man, almost got his hat-trick. Brought that ball down so well at 6'6". He is a great guy to have up front, just as a target man, especially in the lower leagues. Great interception by McCall, the left back. Not much happening. He's not the greatest technically going forward. He's having another pop though. Nice cross. Good header. Just as I was slagging off his technique, he picks out a perfect cross to Lacour. Really good play there from McCall. He's done quite well since coming in for Warburton. I was a bit worried about leaving Warburton out just because of his set piece taking ability. He got loads of assists last season. He was our second top assister in the end in all competitions. As Samba's in behind, and our top assister last season, Dorian Samba, gets the 5th inside of 32 minutes. Another assist from Blackman. I'm actually really quite excited about this kid. I've not tried him in the deep line playmaker role because he had 7 for passing and I felt like that was just too low. Well, I think he's starting to prove me wrong. Hopefully, if we can just get that passing up as we go through the leagues, he may well be able to play the position because I don't want to have to change tactic. Fonseca's in behind. Ooh, nearly 6. Nearly. Ebbsfleet are at 6s and 7s. I don't know what to do. Throwing from McCall. Keeper tries to collect and makes an absolute hash of it, but gets bailed out either by a foul or an offside. I'm assuming by a foul. There we go. They've only had 2 shots and neither of them were on target. How's Blackman doing? Yeah, he's got 1 assist and a rating of 8.7, so you can't ask for much more from your deep line playmaker. Alright, let's roll on the second half. This game will probably breeze by now with the usual complacency that creeps in. I'm not too faffed, to be honest, because we're not going to end up throwing the game at this scoreline. Thomas with the free kick, though. That is a banging goal, that. Wow. Jamie Thomas picks out the top corner. Ex-Burnley player, apparently. Good finish. Right, come on, lads. Let's not whimper out of this game. Silly ball from Hurst. Egan picks up the pass. Works the ball forward. He's got options. Finds Boateng, who passes over the top to Epia. Nice attempt at a tackle, but can't get the ball. He missed that one. Blackman tries to tackle. The ball's bouncing everywhere, but Hurst managed to get it clear. Nothing happening over the top. Egan again. Out wide near Kitty. Or near Karte, should I say. Good block. Gonzalez. Egan. Thomas. Bloody hell, he's done it again. Wow, top corner. Come on, lads. Fucking hell, what are you doing? Concentrate. It's frustrating, isn't it? Let's make some substitutions as well. Just give them a bit of a kick up the arse. I think we'll have Lacour for Vracas, and we'll have Samba for Saltella, and then I think I'm going to have Hall on for Fonseca. Let's see what we get out of that. Let's have a quick look at Thomas and see what his stats are. I wonder if we've been FM'd here. In fairness, he's got 13 finishing, 10 long shots, and 10 free kick taken, as well as decent technique. So I guess we can see why he's done well. He reminds me a little bit of Coulson, actually, with his attributes. So anyone looking for a good lower league striker, Jamie Thomas would certainly be worth a try. Right, well, we've made all 3 substitutions. Not a lot happening. Got a chance, though. Mitchell with a long throw. Over the top to Hall. Picks it up. Shoots. Offside, I think. Yes. Ryan Williams denied his hat-trick in the 77th minute. A little bit disappointed with the way we crumbled in the second half, but it always happens in FM. You always end up getting complacent and giving goals away when you have a massive lead in the first half, especially in the manner we did it. Good win all round though, away from home. That's 2 from 2. Puts us top of the league, I reckon. Yep, Barnet are in second. Can't ask for much more really from the start of the season. We're looking good for promotion, boys. We are looking good for promotion. Right, guys, let's see who we've got then. So I've got Wrexham, Stockport and Sutton coming up this month. We're not going to come back next month. Maybe sometime in October or November. We've got Leyton Orient game there. It's quite a chunk of games to get through, but I might come back for that Leyton Orient game at home because that could be an early title decider. We've then got Notts County at home as well. That's going to be another big game. So, yeah, we'll see which one we come back for and what happens with the cup matches as well. Okay, chaps, let's leave it there. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe and click the bell. That way you'll get notified of new episodes going live. And if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help. I'll leave you a link to the tactic that I use at the end of this video for anyone who would like to download it. Right, guys, love you and leave you.